All right, it's fine. You're here. A good point, because the fabulous Selina Scott is in the studio. It's 47 minutes after 3 o'clock. This is GB News. We're live on TV, online and on digital radio. I'm Nana Acquia. Now, if you're like me, you would have probably seen Selina Scott on the news many, many years ago. Now, she has blamed London Mayor Sadiq Khan for her terrifying mugging after claiming that he is not keeping people safe in the capital. Selina Scott was left battered and humiliated after a gang of thieves assaulted her in broad daylight before stealing all her valuables. Following the event, the boss of the Metropolitan Police, Mark Rowley, apologised to the broadcaster Selina Scott after she was told officers could not meet her after.
Received a call to say that officers from Hammersmith Police Station would come to take a statement from me at 8 a.m. the following day. But the time they were due to arrive, they rang to say they couldn't come because they couldn't find an available police car. We haven't got vehicles, Sir Mark. What is going on here?
Yeah, that's she hasn't had the best service. I'm not saying she has.
You tell a woman of 74 will come round and take a step. Sorry, we can't come round. Can't you get an Uber?
So the officers weren't able to give her the service that we would expect on that day.
Well, what do you say to that?
I'm sorry about that.
Well, at least he apologised. Joining me now is TV presenter Selina Scott. Selina, thank you very much for joining me.
It's a pleasure.
You are looking fabulous.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. That's kind of you.
Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine I'd get to meet you, because I used to watch you on TV all the time.
It was a long time ago now. Many years ago. In fact, the years have gone by so quickly that even now I can't believe that it's all that time. And you've just had Jeff Banks on.
I know.
Of course, I worked with him on The Clothes Show. And he looks just the same as he ever did. So that was good. Yes, it's been a long time. And, I hadn't seen that. Nick Ferrari, he's cute, isn't he?
Do you want to save a boatload of cash this summer, wherever you have a trip planned? The one thing you're going to need is access to the internet and on the go. And you can do that easily with Saily. Hit the link in the description to get 15% off your first eSIM plan ready for your trip, so you can browse to your heart's content. Saily gets you a local SIM card you can use when travelling, so you don't have to pay those crazy roaming fees just to send a message or check the latest news. Now, they've got plans in over 160 countries, 8 regions, so pretty much everywhere, wherever you're going, they'll be able to make sure you're connected. So how does it work? All you've got to do is this. Hit the link in the description to download the app. It will work on iOS or Android. Buy a plan. You can choose an amount of data and time frame that suits you best. And then just install the eSIM on your phone. When you land at your holiday destination, you can activate your plan instantly. And if that wasn't enough, Saily eSIMs only ever have to be installed once. So when you go on your next trip, you just buy a plan for a new country, turn that eSIM back on, and boom, you're back watching me on GB News. I'll be using a Saily SIM on my next holiday because it's actually faster than some of the hotel Wi-Fis. You can get unlimited data if you want, so you can scroll away to your heart's content. And when you leave the hotel, you don't have to do that annoying thing of Wi-Fi hopping, because you've got constant connectivity wherever you go. And they've got 24/7 support as well, and a full refund policy if your eSIM isn't compatible. So get sorted for your next trip. Download Saily using the link in the description below. And if you use the code NEWS at checkout, you'll get an exclusive 15% discount on us. So click the link, download Saily, and use the code NEWS at checkout.
Very good. Very good.
And Mark Rowley, Sir Mark Rowley, I accepted his apology. I thought that was decent of him.
Yes.
But you said the word humiliated. Yes. I felt terribly humiliated. I couldn't even land a punch. I couldn't defend myself. It was over with it in minutes, but it hurt, and I just felt so angry at the end of it all. And then, of course, a Met policeman rang me up, a really nice Met policeman, very kind, and said to me that Piccadilly was the global hotspot, a global hotspot for crime. I said, what do you mean? He said, they're coming from all over to Piccadilly. I said, I hadn't a clue. I walked into Hatchard, was going to the summer exhibition, having a lovely day. I had no idea. If I had thought of that, I would have been a lot more careful. And now, of course, I am secreting 20-quid notes in my socks or my knickers because it's the worst thing in the world. Yeah. If something's taken off, all your cash, all your cards, if they all go and you're left totally vulnerable. I couldn't get a taxi because there was no one available. The buses wanted a card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't take money anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And I couldn't find a shop to, and I had no cash anyway.
Yeah.
Had to run to the bank to close my account in case they started taking money out of it. Oh, it just was awful.
What would you say to Sadiq Khan if you could talk to him right now?
I'd ask him to consider his position. He's had 8 years. He's not just had 4 years, he's had 8 years to do something about this. And I have no animus against Sadiq Khan as a person, but I mean, Sir Winston Churchill said that the trampling of law and order in a civilised society, which means, you know, the pursuit of liberty, health and happiness, the trampling of law and order is worse than bloodshed. Well, in fact, 2 weeks after I was mugged, some poor soul lost his life in a knifing outside Harvey Nichols. So what? Sadiq Khan is in charge of the police.
He needs to be doing more. Everyone's saying it. I wish he would come on GB News and talk to us about it. But Selina, let's talk about other stuff that you do.
Yes, let's.
You're somebody who does a lot in agriculture, and you've got animals and pets and things. Talk to me about all of that.
Yes, well, I'm at the moment, Nana, I'm busy trying to alert people to what's going on in this country. A lot of viewers will be looking at this and will be voting for reform and Nigel Farage. And it's important that they know that when they put the cross against reform, that they are endorsing cruelty to animals on a massive, massive scale. In this country, up to 99 million animals a year are killed by having their throat slit, by being lifted by their back legs, throat slit, prayers said for Jews and for Muslims. I have nothing, I mean, against Muslims and Jews, but I do have a huge amount of anger against cruelty to these creatures that we just sweep it under the carpet. And Nigel has come out and said that he will not ban non-stun if he gets into power because there are more important things to talk about.
But aren't the other political parties doing the same thing anyway? So he's not just the only person. I mean, I hear you.
Yes.
But the other political parties right now, in his defence, are enabling it too.
Of course.
So the Labour Party as well.
Exactly.
And the parties before, all of them pretty much.
Exactly. I mean, that's the whole point, Nana, because unless a disruptor like Reform comes in and starts to change things, they are just accepting the status quo. Labour, Conservative, Lib Dems, Greens, they have no interest in stopping this cruelty. You would no more take your dog when it's got to the end of its natural life to a place like this, an industrialised abattoir, huge abattoir, and have them strung up and have their throats slit.
And, well, you know, it's difficult, cruelty to animals, isn't it? Because we eat animals, it's very difficult to work out what is the most humane way if we're going
Well, it's to stun them first.
Stun them.
If you stun them first, which is by law what everyone has to do, then it's painless. It's horrible, but it's painless. What's happening right now is that it's grown out of all proportion to the original derogation, which was for religious minorities, until we've got this huge number. Okay. Yes, we've got this huge number.
Well, something needs to be done. Maybe we could start a petition. You could start that, Selina. Thank you very much for coming in. That is the fabulous broadcaster, Selina Scott.